Day 3 here in Copenhagen. Today I'm going for a walk around the Kastellet, which is this area behind me. It's one of the, I think, only remaining or one of the fortresses here in Denmark, specifically here in Copenhagen. I'm going to go for a walk around, see what's up, and have a look at the scenery. I'll also probably go to the Little Mermaid, which is just around the corner from the fortress as well, just to have a look, because that's one of the sights to see around here. Planning to go to Christian's Haven, which some of you might have heard of, and just see what's going on over there. Probably can't record there because I think that's a bit of a taboo in that area, but I'll give you guys my recount. All right, let's go have a look at this Kastellet. See you soon. So I stopped by the Little Mermaid first, and now I'm going to walk towards the Kastellet, which is the fortress. Yeah, the Little Mermaid was absolutely bloody packed, so I didn't stay there for too long. Took a couple pictures, and now I'm at the fortress, which seems a bit more chill. So let's have a look at this one. Live fire in a fortress to let the enemies know that you're still awake. But also, I'm noticing a severe lack of watchtowers along the borders. If this is actually a fortress, how do they even see the enemies coming? That's the question I'm asking myself. And surely, this is the question they should have been asking themselves too. Yeah, so far it just seems like a couple of buildings in a small mound area with some memorable walls or memorial walls. This wall over here has a bunch of different countries written on it. Let me show you. I'm sure there's some kind of significance to it, but I'm not too sure what it is. The hunch I had outside was actually correct. I think this fortress is a place of memorial for Danish soldiers of past and present wars. Like this building, for example, has a bunch of different demonstrations or information on different wars and things that Danish soldiers have been involved with or are currently involved in. So while I was in that building just before, I had a chat with one of the locals, and the saying on the wall, the "entid, ensted, et menneske," hopefully I pronounced that right, means something along the lines of one person, one place, one human, which I guess represents the Danish army being unified and being at one place to kind of, I guess, help out other people in need, something along those lines. And both the wall's obviously a memorial thing, but this building over here, this yellow one, is more so to just demonstrate the involvement of the Danish army in different international missions like Iraq, Cyprus, Gaza, Palestine, all that sort of stuff. But as well as to memorialize some of the soldiers that have been involved in it as well. Yeah, so while I thought I was coming to this fortress to just have a bit of fun, and to become more of a educational experience. Okay, so yeah, ain't such a bad thing after all. I guess it's good to know the history of each place in all contexts and ages. But yeah, let's go have another look around, see what else there is to see. Right now, I think I'm going to go walk around the actual walls, the earthen walls of the fortress. Because I see a lot of people walking up there, and I'm actually digging it. I want to see what the view is like from up there as well. So right now, I'm going to walk that way, get up on the wall, and just go for a stroll. Have a look at the surroundings, see how easy or difficult it might have actually been to protect this fortress, if this was actually a military fortress at some point in time, and just enjoy the views. I'll take you guys along with me so you can have a look as well. Let's have a look, eh? Hey yo, that's a pretty sick view. I dig it. So one of the rules before getting here was actually, don't use drones, don't step on the grass, etc. But also don't touch the cannons. So I'm not about to go break some laws in the second country I'm actually in. Maybe towards the end of the trip, but at the moment, probably not. Oh, yeah, so I think if you're gonna come to the fortress, I reckon come on a sunny day, a nice sunny day, maybe bring some picnic food, because it'll be a very nice place to take a break and have a picnic. It's still very nice to look at today, but it's a bit gloomy as well, so not the best. So 2 quick tips before I forget. Number 1, currently there are 2 soldiers that I've seen so far patrolling this upper border on foot. So that's number 1. And number 2, this place is actually shaped like a pentagon. So the walls have like these star lookouts on each point of the pentagon, which is surrounded by the moat that you saw before. I'll show you now. Like that. So you got the moat over there, and you got the point of the pentagon over there. Probably wasn't the worst design to protect, given that you have these points that are sticking out on each tip of this pentagon, given that you could probably see quite a bit around. So from one pentagon to the next, you can see pretty much everything. And the water would mean that it'd be very difficult for anyone coming in to actually cross into the fortress. So yeah, probably not. I mean, I'm assuming that they had some kind of military expertise and planning put into this. Me being a civilian, how should I know? What do I actually know about creating a fortress and designing something that needs to be protected? But yeah, that's the situation. So it's actually quite nice. It's well thought out, well planned, well designed. I don't know if this is a recreation of some sort, but seems to be well preserved as well. So it's quite nice to see. But yeah, I got a lot of walking to do. I'm gonna leave the fortress now, walk towards one of the other attractions, maybe a museum of some sort. And then after that, for lunchtime, I'll head to Christiania. There's a very nice vegetarian/vegan friendly kitchen there, where you can buy like a shit ton of salads and other healthy meals for a pretty reasonable price when it comes to Copenhagen. So I'll have a look at that as well. Get fed, feel good, and then yeah, maybe head back to the hostel for a bit, just chill out. Again, edit some videos. Maybe get a workout. The hostel actually has a gym that I can use for, how much was it? Was it 10 crown or 5 crown? I don't know. I think it was 5 crown for your whole stay, which is essentially 5 Australian dollars. No, wait, 5 crown. That doesn't make sense. Divided by 4. 20 crown, I think. Man, it's honestly going from country to country and trying to convert money in my head is a bit difficult, but at least Danish crown is quite easy. You just kind of divide it by 5 and that's about that. All right, I'll show you this very nice actually view before I go to the next place. Have a look at this. Yeah, that looks absolutely banging. All right, I'll see you guys soon. So we're currently at the Amalienborg. Amalienborg? I think it's some kind of castle, as far as I can gather from Google. I didn't do too much research. But now I think they're doing the changing of guards at the moment. So I think the gist is that the guards are going one by one to each palace door and leaving a guard at that door and then repeating their rounds. It's quite an intricate system by the looks of it. Very meticulous, very serious about their jobs, which I guess is important, right? Yeah, so this place is quite nice. I find that with everywhere I've been to so far, they have these grand buildings surrounding some sort of courtyard, like this one over here, and like a big statue in the middle. And these statues are usually some kind of Roman figures, obviously, as you can tell by the writing on the walls. But I might go into the museum, which is over there shortly, after I've soaked in a bit more of this experience. There's a nice fountain over there as well, which maybe I should check out. Just as I thought. Yeah, so I think I get the idea. One goes in, one comes out. Let's switch it up. Get a new perspective. And now I'll probably go to the museum and have a look at that. Maybe get a bit of an understanding about what this place actually is. Educate yourself, people. Educate yourself. That's why we're here. Have a good time and learn something along the way too. All right, I have a look at this and then I go to the church across the road, which I think I showed you guys a little bit ago, but I might just switch the camera around so you can see it from here as well. It's quite a grand church. Again, lots of Roman statues on the walls as well, which kind of makes sense. It is a church after all. Right over there. So we're doing a quick change of plans. It turns out the Amalienborg Museum is more of a museum of the Queen's private quarters and the Queen's jewels. Whereas if I go to Rosenborg Castle, which I was planning to go to anyway, it's actually a castle as opposed to a museum, and it also has all the royal jewels in there as well, more of them if so. So I might actually go there instead of going here because it's the same price. Why pay twice, right? Same price, why pay twice when I'm going to see more at the Rosenborg Castle? I'm not so interested in the Queen's private quarters. I mean, I'll leave those private for now. All right, I'll have a look at this church and then I'll go to Rosenborg Castle. I think that's a better plan. Good thing I'm here for a couple more days because it turns out that this Frederik's church is actually closed due to a wedding. I wish the happy couple a long and healthy relationship and marriage. Maybe I'll come back tomorrow when it's actually open for public viewing because it looks like a very nice church. All right, off to Rosenborg Castle we go. So right now we're in the King's Garden, which is leading up to the Rosenborg Palace, Rosenborg Castle. So I'll have a nice stroll through here, although it is starting to spit. I might put my actual camera in my bag before it gets rained on. We don't need that happening so early on in this trip. Hopefully not at all, but you know, if it happens, it happens. Try and avoid it as best we can. So I'll get underneath these trees coming up here and then I'll put the camera away, continue exploring, and then into the castle, maybe until the rain stops. Yeah, it's definitely getting heavier now. All right, I'll catch you guys in the castle. There's a huge line to get in at the moment. I might wait in line for a little bit, and if it looks like it's going to take about an hour, maybe skip it for now. We'll see. right here is the most royal toilet in all of Copenhagen. It is Christian IV's toilet. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the greatest of them all? I reckon the king had some mad trips in this room. This is MTV Cribs. Welcome to my castle. This is Joskun's hall. I just made it yesterday. Cost me about $6 billion. But yeah, it's pretty, I'd say it's alright. Got a nice chandelier, got a couple of paintings. Yeah, maybe I'll have a party one day. Who knows? Come join me in my next room. It's so cool. Hey, look at this. More paintings. It's my family right there. Pretty rich. And just over there you can see my royal guards getting ready to protect my castle for when I have my awesome party. Keep going, lads. On your lads. I think there's ladettes there too, so on your people. Yeah, keep doing what you're doing. But yeah, let's just take a walk from my castle right here. These are all my family members. Yeah, they're very important, so I thought I'd put pictures up on the wall of all of them. And I thought, you know, why not? Let's put some pictures up on the roof too. Up top every staircase here is a mad view, so hopefully this next place has a sick view as well. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty good. General rule of thumb in Copenhagen, you find a staircase, you go up the staircase, and you see something cool. Free tip. You might think this place is quite old, but the Danish king actually had his own air conditioner. This right here, well ahead of his time. That was made in the 1600s as well. Must have been. A lot of impressive chairs in here. I wonder how you decide which one to sit in. It's like, I want to sit in this one today, and then this one tomorrow, and then this one the next day, and then this one the next day, and then this one the next day. It's like, how many chairs do you need, bro? Come on. Watch your head when you're coming in here. It's a very low roof. Now this is where all the crown jewels are kept, in the basements of the Rosenborg slot. Why go to Dan Murphy's where you can go to bloody Danish Murphy's over here? Right now we're really going into the treasury. Before that was just the basement with all like the fancy stuff, but this right here, people, this right here is where all the jewelry actually is. Now there's a huge ass door right in front of me that obviously locks off during the day, so it's impossible to reach, apparently. But have a look. Massive door. Oh, look at that. Is that a sword or a cross? It's so bright you can barely see it. So we made it out. First the Rosenborg Castle, and then the Rosenborg Castle basement and treasury. It was very interesting. I mean, I don't necessarily have the biggest interest in Danish royalty and Danish Victorian history, but if you do enjoy looking at fancy things, definitely recommend it. Especially if you enjoy that time period, definitely recommend it. And even if you don't necessarily like it, it's just something cool to look at. If you're in Copenhagen and want to see some sights, definitely interesting to look at. So far, I haven't seen anything I like, but I've only been to Germany and now Denmark. But yeah, if you're in Copenhagen and looking for something to do, the Rosenborg Castle, the Rosenborg Castle King's Park. I don't think that's the full name, but the King's Garden. Definitely good things to do. Ideally, on a sunny day, will be nice outside as well. Bring a nice camera. Unfortunately, I forgot to take my mirrorless camera down to the treasury and take some nice high quality photos. Hopefully the camera on my phone was serviceable. From now, I'm gonna go to Christiania, get some healthy food, and then explore Christiania for a bit and head back to the hostel. I'll see you guys probably after Christiania because I know you're not allowed to record in there, so I'm not about to make some enemies in Daneland. So just leaving Freetown Christiania here in Copenhagen. Honestly, it was a pretty interesting experience. Like when you're in the Freetown itself, it's very different to the rest of the city. It's more like a rural suburban area as opposed to a city. Lots of independent market stalls, op shops, and people selling weed everywhere, which I believe is still technically illegal because I did see them scatter when someone yelled out cops in Danish, so that was interesting to see. Also ended up eating at like literally the best vegetarian vegan restaurant you could ever find, especially here in Copenhagen, called Morgenstedet. If you're here, definitely would recommend it. Have some of the fresh, delicious, nutritious food. You definitely won't regret it. But yeah, it was an interesting experience. Just went for a walk around really, just to see what was up, because obviously everyone speaks
Oh, busted!
about the place when you talk about Copenhagen. If you're in the area, for sure, definitely go have a look. Especially if you're into like shopping for, you know, indie clothes, secondhand stuff, like op shopping for sure, definitely. The food's great, interesting vibe. It's definitely a peace out or a time out from the city vibes, the busy city vibes. So it's a very nice place to relax. All right, I'll catch you soon. Here we are, last day in Copenhagen. Just sitting at Oyster Park, I think it's called, in the middle of the city. Have a look at this. Amazing view. Got my nice reusable cup coffee. And I bought this organic cake of some sort from Emery's Organic Coffee House. Look at this. Tastes so damn good. But yeah, I thought I'd just take today easy. Last day in Copenhagen, rest up before I'm on my journey. I've got 2 days to get to Malmö and then 2 days to get to Gothenburg before then getting to Oslo. And when I say 2 days at each place, but more so less than a day to get there. So just gonna enjoy this view, enjoy this nice cake and coffee, take a rest, take a break, take it easy. Probably have another gym session tonight, and then head out to Malmö tomorrow morning. I don't think I'll do anything else exciting today. Maybe, we'll see. But if I do, I'll record it and you guys will see too. See you soon. Decided to walk through King's Garden again today, like we did yesterday, just for a little bit of a breather from the city, given that it's the last day here, you know, take a bit of a break. And now I'm back on my way to Frederik's church, the one we tried to get into yesterday, but it was closed due to a wedding. So I'm gonna head there now, try and get inside this time and see what exactly Frederik is doing in that church. All right, because I'm curious. And it looked pretty cool, to be honest. He had a lot of statues and a lot of gold inscriptions on the walls. So maybe he's got some more things inside the church. That's my theory, at least. All right, let's go check it out. Well, the church is closed again today. Yesterday it was a wedding. Today there's a wedding, a baptism, and a funeral. Something tells me that this church is always booked out. It is, from what I've seen so far, the biggest and one of the more impressive looking churches here in Copenhagen. Probably why it's so booked out. Probably not going to be able to go into it today, probably not tomorrow. it is what it is. If I come back, maybe I'll go into it then, but I don't feel like that's going to be the case, because I probably won't be back here for a while, because I have to be saving up all the money I spent. We'll see what happens, but while walking around, you can have a look at the church from the outside. There's a statue pretty much on every corner, as you can see. Try and get you some more of the church in the frame. Yeah, it's pretty nice looking. But now I'm very curious about what's inside. Do you reckon if I buy them a wedding gift, I can get into the church as well? I don't know. Maybe I get some Danish chocolates, a box of Danish roses, and see what they say. Alright, well, here's the back view. Alright, I'm gonna go get some food. All this waiting around, waiting at closed doors has made me hungry. Maybe getting a Danish sandwich or something. Sounds delicious. It's a national celebration or something today, but like compared to yesterday, which is Friday, today's absolutely bumping. There's people everywhere, and you probably just saw the lads with the music playing before, and the bridesmaids having their, bridal shower, whatever it is. It's pretty crazy right now. This place is fucking packed. Look at this. There's people everywhere. Yeah, I'm just going to look for some food. Trying to make my way through the crowds. Going to an Asian restaurant called Mama Wok or something, which kind of reminds me of West Wok back at home. So maybe it'll make me feel a bit more familiar to my own place. I'm gonna go find this restaurant, get some grub, maybe walk around a bit more while the weather's nice. It's actually sunny again, which is quite bizarre. 1 minute it's cloudy, cold, windy, still windy, but now it's sunny as well, so not as bad. Alright, I'm gonna go find this food now. Yum, 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 yum.
Ja, et eller andet, ja.
Going for a brief stroll on my way back to the hostel in the Fine Art Museum here in Denmark, and just in the back over there there's some older dude playing his what looks like a recorder, but honestly he's actually killing it. I'll put up a bit of video on that as well so you can see, but this park over here is actually very beautiful as well. Have a look. There's like statues, flowers, everything's well kept. It does look sick. And there's a statue back there of a satyr, or I think a troll that I showed you guys. And here we have the thinking man. It's a bit dark, but yeah, so this place, I'm telling you, man, like you start walking in Copenhagen, and as much of a big city as it is, you end up finding these nice little nooks and hidden treasures in the city, like hidden gardens, hidden forests, and the surroundings of the museums and the churches all seem to be quite cool as well. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, you guys can see it in the picture. It's very picturesque, very aesthetic. Yeah, so if you want to make a day of it, and especially today, like on a sunny day, grab a bottle of water, get yourself a coffee, some dessert, and just go for a stroll in the park. More statues here of a woman holding her child, or children, I think, yeah, children. More flower beds. Aesthetic, what can I say? Amazing. I'll go for a little bit more of a stroll, head back to the hostel for a bit, and then maybe go out at night time for a little bit. But we'll see, because tomorrow we've got a bit of travel ahead of us. Not too far. We're only going to Malmö, which is like a 40-minute train ride away at 11 in the morning. So, should be an easy trip. Alright, let's go to the hostel. Just checked out of the hostel now. Got my bags on again. And I feel like, even though I'm not buying things from each place, that this bag is getting heavier each time I carry it. Maybe it's a sign that I need to rest a little bit more at the next place I go to. But yeah, Copenhagen is just about done. Heading to Malmö now. So far, honestly, Copenhagen was a wonderful city. I liked pretty much everything about it except for the prices, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. So if you're planning to come to Denmark, specifically Copenhagen, make sure you save quite a bit of money to make the most of your time here. It's not worth half-assing. Alright, I'll see you in Malmö.